this one here.
That's perfect.
That'll work.
Oh yeah. Maple syrup. This is nature's gift to us, right? I'm Charles Fye. I was born in Cameroon, West Africa, in a little town called Kombo. Coming here, especially in northeastern Minnesota, makes me feel at home, really. I visited Boundary Waters. That is not a place you find lots of people of color. Most of the time when I see a person of color in the news is when they commit a crime. And so there is that continuous reinforcement that people of color are dangerous. I want to change that perception one interaction at a time. And that's why I do see myself in so many ways as a pioneer. Looks good to me. In Cameroon, when you get pulled over, you exit your vehicle and go to where the cop is. When I immigrated to the US, right off the bat I got from my father-in-law a really good lesson, and this is how you respond to a traffic stop. Stay in your vehicle, keep your hand inside. I think that was a very valuable lesson for me because I'm sure I would have if I got pulled over, which would have set a very dangerous precedent for me and, and for the cop involved. Surviving my first stop, I call it. Most immigrants don't. They figure it out as they go, make their mistakes and learn. I trained as a teacher in Cameroon. There was something about the kids that came to my office. I felt a call to help the kids that had emotional and behavioral issues. And so I decided that I was going to go to school and be a therapist. Coming up through the tunnels, and I saw lights behind me, I was like, oh, not again. So I get pulled over. He approaches me. The one thing I noticed is that he was extremely anxious, like over the top anxious, to where he was shaking. And I'm sitting there going, oh my, I don't know what's going on with this officer, but this is not a safe thing for me right now. He's already anxious, he's stressed out, and I just pulled over in the darkest point in the city, right in the tunnel. Like, what was I thinking? And I kind of started a conversation with him, and gradually I could see his anxiety go down as we spoke, and go down as we spoke, to where I was like, okay, now I feel safe. For me, when I experience adversity, I see an opportunity to make changes. Initially, when I moved here, I had a lot of contact with police in terms of road traffic. There are times where justified, you get pulled over, you go about your business, and then there are times where I was like, I don't think this was justified. And I decided that instead of being frustrated, reaching out, and maybe in the process, I can be understood and I can help build awareness. So I reached out, proposed a training for implicit bias with the police, and they took me up on it. And now it's one of my highlights of the year when I do these trainings.
I think it's bringing up a healthy conversation about the topic of implicit bias. I think a lot of times when I know people in my profession hear that word, in some ways it feels like finger pointing.
When I see an officer, literally, I do believe that my life is at risk. And a lot of people view that as being accused of being, racist, which is not the case. It's just, hey, let's raise awareness. Let's look at our biases. And we all have them. I have them. Everybody has them. And it's just important for us to kind of build that awareness. I live here because it's a great place for me. And as much as I have faced adversities, I have faced more people that have been kind and nice and welcoming. And that's why my family and I, we've decided to make this our home, because really it's a great place. But there's work to do, and there's improvement to do, because we can always improve and make it better.
Funding for Intersections is brought to you by the Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund and the citizens of Minnesota.